Hello all and welcome to another video in my journey to 1 million Gamerscore, and this is the update that is November 2020, and boy what a month all of a sudden it was, because halfway through the month I was doing okay, but then I decided I would like to make the push for 600k by the end of the year, and at the end of this month I'd managed to accumulate 29,580, which is by far the best month I've had in a while. Now, amongst that 29,580 is 22 completions that I got this month, and 2 further games which now become completions again, because games in some cases have been upgraded or had Gamerscore added to make 2,000 to them. So there's a few of those as well in this video. Not just a couple that I've updated to, but a couple that I've started from zero that I've had 2k Gamerscore attached to as well. So with that, let's go across to the gaming and indeed show you in chronological order all of the completions of Gamerscore that I've got in the month that was November 2020. There's a lot to talk about, so I will probably skip past everything that isn't a completion rather quickly. And the month starts with a game called Cross Crush. Crush spelt with a K, spelt the cool way. So, Cross Crush, it's a game where, if you can just see that old man in the thumbnail there, you are this guy here, and you have to, well, you can go up the road, but there are vehicles coming down the road, and you can hit them manually, but it chips away at their damage. Or you can place a sort of square to become a bomb as such, and then detonate it when the cars move forward. And then there are certain cars within the grid that come down that do things like explode the ones all around it and such things like that. And basically you got to try and clear the grid, obviously without dying and without all the cars getting to the end and the finish line. Now, it wasn't a tricky completion, but it was actually, I go back on that. It wasn't a difficult completion, but it was a little bit tricky in places. Going to say this was a long time ago. What, the third? I think I started this and then over a couple of days. But some of them were tricky. All of these ones at the beginning, you know, some of them self-explanatory, like, yeah, using your cannon to destroy a car, just know that's there, you'll do that. 5 cars, 3 ambulances, you're not supposed to destroy them, but there you go, as an achievement, we'll do that. 1,000 points in damage with cane hits, you know, a lot of these are cumulative. But if we go up to the top, there was a couple that were a little bit tricky, and I just had to sort of nip into true achievements and have a look at guides for them. There's some levels you can only get these scores like plus 500 and plus 250 in certain ways, so you may just have to look those up. But generally, as a rule, this completion, even though I did it a bit at a time because I'm at work and trying to squeeze in gaming around work at the beginning of the month, was a nightmare. But yeah, a little bit of trickiness to this, but to be honest with you, between I'm going to say around about the 2 hour mark to be super safe. But yeah, I would say between an hour to 2 hours, most people will get the job done. But yep, not too difficult, but there are about, I don't know, 3 or 4 achievements which you could probably class as a little bit tricky. Now, I used a guide from the good people of Achievement Land to do this one, Horror of the Deep. I love their guides. And I think it was just the last one, which, yeah, this one here called The End, the very last level. Yeah, that one's a bit of a bugger. A real bugger, I've got to be honest with you. Their guide will help you sort of sail through 900G. Their guide will really help you with the last 100G, but it is just tricky. If you can get that first level done on your first attempt and follow the guide, then you'll get it done in under an hour. I think because I struggled to do that last achievement, it pushed me over the hour, and I was somewhere between an hour and 2 hours. But if you don't use the guide for this one, you'll take ages. But if you do use the guide for this one, you can get it done under an hour easily if unlike me you've got more skill, and you can do that last level first or second time, not 20th time, whatever it took me. You know, totally honest with you here. So yep, struggle with it a bit, but you can do it under an hour, but I would say an hour to 2 hours. Okay, played a little bit of Rock Band 2 from 0 and got 55G out of it. Played very little of that. Okay, so the first completion that I already had that become an update to 2,000 Gamerscore. So there are a few of these. So I think there's only 5 achievements, 200 Gamerscore each, and they are not difficult at all. So basically you have to play endless mode. You have to get to level 10, then 15, and then finally 20. Do you know what? I was on to do it in my first run, and then I paused the game and lost my game and had to start again, and then done it in my second run. So yeah, if you've already got the 1000G, that extra 1000 will take you around about 15 minutes, to be honest with you. And in fact, that endless mode makes getting combos really easy. So that 666 combo, if you can get to level 20, you're probably going to pick that up along the way. So that will then now actually help you with the combos from earlier in the game as well, because I can remember, it must have been this one here, just getting 100, you had to be in a certain spot, or the easiest place was at a certain boss, and hitting his projectiles that keep spawning without hitting him, so you didn't kill him. So yeah, I think that was tricky. But now the endless mode is in there, going to make the whole game even easier. Do you know what? Even with the other 1000G, I reckon half an hour, certainly no long. You're easily under an hour. You'll get the job done on that for 2000 game score, and it's not even this. There's quicker 2000 gamer scores as well. Try a little indie game called Switch and Shoot. Fun little game. A completion will be rock solid in terms of being hard. It was fun though. I enjoyed it. Literally, it's a one button game. Every time you press the button, your ship will change from moving left to right or right to left. It continuously moves, and every time you change direction, you fire one bullet as well. So, and that's how you fire. It's a one button game. Lots of fun. Yep, 150G, but yeah, put a bit of time into getting 150G. As I say, rock solid. If you're looking for an easy completion, you dodge that one. But if you're looking for a little bit of fun, do you know what? It'll entertain you for an evening. It did me. It certainly got that one more go element about it. Okay, above that, Gears of War 4. Just help some friends get some achievements out of it. I'm always down for playing a bit of Gears 4. I absolutely love it. My stats will actually show you that I played this game for over 1,000 hours. I love it that much, especially the Horde mode. More Forza Motorsport 7. Can't remember what I was on in the last video, but I think I got a couple of more achievements. They were probably the ones that I got on the 1st and the 2nd of this month, because I am still on for getting an achievement every single day this year. So it's nice that we are on December the 1st as of time of recording, and that the run is still going. I have achievements today. I'll explain that right at the very end of this video. Okay, accidentally opened this up. I have got obviously I've got the 1000G, you can see it right there, but there was DLC added to 250, which I didn't know about, so I was just having a nose at it, and I accidentally started up the game. It's a bit annoying that I've lost me 100% there, but I've still got 100% from the base game at least. Okay, Dark Source, very easy side-scrolling platform. I'm going to have to pop into this one just for a little bit of a memory refresh. So yeah, if you complete 10 levels, you're pretty much going to get all the achievements along the way. I can remember the last level, I think it was, being a little bit annoying and a little bit tricky, and having to do a few attempts at that. 5,000 points, even every time you die, your score never disappears. So just make sure you keep playing your one run, just in case you get to level 10 before you get 5,000 points, if you are better than me. Just make sure that you keep playing the game until you've got 5,000 points. Even if you die multiple times, any score that you've got just before you died on that effort still accumulates. Died 20 times, you may need to do that as well if you beat the game by level 10 without dying 20 times. But to be honest with you, it wasn't difficult. You could say, because of that last level, it might push it near the hour mark, but you can get it done in under an hour easily, half an hour, if you're very good at side-scrolling platformers. Yeah, I can't remember. I think it might have taken me about 45 minutes. I think it could have done, but you can do it a lot quicker than that. But it's definitely in the under hour category. Okay, play some Gears of War Judgment to help friends out with a section that they were stuck on Insane, and didn't get any more achievements in it. But yep, any excuse to play a Gears game, fine by me. Another game that was an update from its original 1000. I know with the original 1000 you may want to use a guide to speed up, because you'll have to finish quite a lot of the puzzles. You have to go quite a way into the game. But as for the 5 achievements in the upgrade, 5 minutes. Literally 5 minutes. You just start a brand new game, and in the first level you'll pop an achievement: 1 crystal, 5 crystals, 10 crystals. Lose once. The first level you can't die in, so go to the second level and purposely die, which is what I did. And then I kept playing that second level. I think what I did was get X amount of crystals out of that second level, and then just walk down the gap again, so that I could respawn that very easy level and just keep collecting crystals. Yeah, literally that extra 1000G takes 5 minutes, and if you're playing the game from scratch, then those ones will fly along, because you will have to complete 30 levels apparently, which I did back in December last year. But yeah, if you're the levels obviously get harder as you progress, so you might want to use a guide to help speed things along there with regards to doing the 30 levels. But that isn't going to add any time to the original base amount, those 5 achievements. You are literally it's just a bonus. And from what I can remember, yeah, use a guide under an hour easily. Pixel Gladiator. I didn't have any of the Gamerscore on this. I had it in my wish list, and I was waiting for it to go on sale, but I just pulled the plug on it anyway. It's like a tower defense strategy, but 2D, if that makes sense. The additional 5 achievements, again, super easy. One of them's kill 30 enemies, repair tests. It's just everything that you would do in the game anyway, pretty much. Getting a power up. Some of them you may have to be aware of. Start 3rd level, start 2nd level. Each one of those is just something you pick. So you could just pick the 1st level and work towards a load of these. Stage 1. Honestly, it's not hard at all. Not hard at all. You may want to just like watch a guide or read a review guide on it so that you know what to do in order to sort of maximise getting your time done. If you don't use a guide, you might take a bit longer than half an hour, but if you do use a guide, you'll certainly be under, honestly. Easy, and 2000G. I saw this and I thought it looked cute, it looked fun. Side-scrolling platformer is what I thought it was. It was, but it's one of those auto-scrolling ones where if you get one hit, you have to start the level again. Yeah, this is going to be a tough completion. Some of the stuff it asks you to do, like complete the whole game without dying, yeah, going to be tough. I remember spending about half an hour or so doing the 1st level without trying to kill an animal for one achievement in that game as well. But certainly dodge if you are a completionist, honestly. But it's cheap, it's fun for a short blast, but kind of infuriating as well. Okay, played some more Tetris Effect, played some 2-player as well with some friends of mine, and honestly that was a lot of fun as well. I cannot recommend this game highly enough, as at time of recording this is still part of Game Pass, so if you've got Game Pass, please do absolutely check this game out, especially if you love Tetris. Obviously if you love Tetris, because it is just bloody awesome. I really enjoyed it, and there's still some more that I can pick out of that, but as I say, I just decided to go for that push towards getting 600k by the end of the year, so it's kind of just been sort of forgotten about a little bit for now, but I might play some more of that later today, who knows. But yeah, you might probably see this pop up in the next video, even if I don't get any achievements, because I'll have played it a bit more. Okay, Pathologic 2, 1000G in about 2 minutes, and that's because if you've got Game Pass or PC, now I've got Game Pass, my laptop is crap. It really struggles to play any games that... It can play the Neo Geo on the Windows 10 store from there. I know that they work, but anything else, anything with... It really struggles with, and it took forever to download, it took forever to load up, but I got to the title screen, and luckily for me, my laptop could just about handle it. It couldn't handle getting past the title screen of Don't Starve, unfortunately, because that has a command input where you can get loads of stuff or loads of games out of that really easily. But basically, I saw a guide. I can't remember which channel it was. I think it probably was Maka91. It might have been Cheevo Guides, one of the two. They made a guide, and it was Maka91, 100% Maka91. He made a guide on how you can do it on Game Pass for PC within 2 minutes, because basically you hit 3 buttons. I can't remember exactly which 3. If I find links to the video, I'll put it in the description. You put the 3 buttons, it brings up a command center options, and one of those options is basically unlock all achievements. You click it, they all unlock. He does say that it sometimes doesn't work first time. For me, with my slow old laptop, it didn't work first time, it worked 3rd time, so you might have a little bit of issues with that. But if you've got Game Pass for PC, there's 1,000 Gamerscore there just for clicking a few buttons after downloading it in probably less than 2 minutes. Okay, I've been playing this a lot. This is a lot of fun. River City Girls. Obviously, it's a take on River City Ransom. It's probably a little bit easier with regards to using a map, but it's not going to be an easy completion. But it's super fun. Honestly, I've played this for... I wonder if it'll tell me how long I've been playing it for. But honestly, I've been doing sections over and over again. No, sadly, it doesn't. But defeat an enemy with a fish, what an achievement. But yeah, I've got quite far into the game. And it is just a lot of fun. As I say, it's a side-scrolling beat 'em up where you have to navigate your way through a map and do missions and things like that. Just a lot of fun. It won't be an easy completion, and also it is part of Game Pass. So if you've got Game Pass, I implore you to try it because it's just a really good game. Okay, I stumbled across this bundle as well. It was one of my many YouTube channels that I follow for making achievement guides, and then I found you could buy these in a pack: Castle of No Escape and Castle of No Escape 2, both for £4.99. That is nothing. Each one can be done in about 15 minutes. if you're really lucky, probably both. But no, the second one will take 15 minutes on its own, definitely. This first one is very primitive in its appearance, and one of the well, I was hoping the thumbnails, the achievements might sort of display the game better. But this one probably took me a little bit over 15 minutes, just because some of it is a bit luck generated, obviously, because every map is randomised. It's literally a very primitive top-down map, and you press... I use the D-pad, I found it easier to move squares, and some squares have enemies behind it, some squares have steps behind it. That's how you get to different floors, reach the fourth floor, and things like that. And so it just took me a while for me to find an orb. Otherwise, I'd have had it done a hell of a lot quicker. But yeah, you could probably fluke your way through this. Don't do anything for 10 seconds. Remember that's there. Open a chest, reach the... Honestly, so easy. So easy. You definitely get it done. Even if you're really unlucky, you're probably still under half an hour. But yeah, I was a little unlucky. It probably took me about 20 minutes instead of 15 because of that bloody thing there. Right, the next one above it is a lot better to look at. It's not primitive at all. It is a bit of a Zelda sort of dungeon crawler looking type thing. Again, both of these 2000G as well. That's insane. But there we go. Yeah, the only thing I'd actually got 2000 or whatever minus 25 there, Gamerscore, and I was just like, what am I missing? And I went back. I had to play for 5 minutes, so I got all of these achievements in less than 5 minutes. So I had to go back and get the play for 5 minutes one. There's a couple you have to do at the title screen and things like that. Only one, something to do with start the game. Oh, you have to start the game as each character. Interact with the pentagram at the beginning of the game is something I forgot to do on my first run. So when I played it for 5 minutes, literally you start on the pentagram. I think you have to press A to interact with it. 200 coins, die once. Yeah, honestly, probably a little bit longer than 15 minutes, perhaps 20. Who knows? But yeah, super easy, really easy. Just start blasting your way through it, and then see what you're missing, and then just pick it up. Right, a puzzle game, Sig Dot Null. Again, super easy. I think completing the third level, I quickly looked that up on a guide, but I'd done the rest without any help. Slide the rails is something you may not be aware of. When you move from one puzzle to another, if they're connected by a line, I think you have to hold down X and use the thumbstick just to actually slide along the line rather than move it. If you just press right, so if the lines go right to the next puzzle, you'll just move to the puzzle. But if you hold X, you'll slide along the line. And that's what that was. But yeah, that puzzle there can be done in 19 steps exactly as the quickest way. So you may want to pop a guide on just to check that one out. But apart from that, yeah, it's super easy. If you use a guide, you'll get that done in no time at all. If you don't, obviously it might take you longer. But using a guide, half hour, around about the half hour mark, not difficult at all. Okay, More Dark. I'm struggling to remember this one. Let's have a little look. Oh yeah, you play as this little demon character, and it's another side-scrolling platformer. Puzzle elements to it, but nothing too tricky. You can use a guide to speed this up. I decided to do it without using a guide. It probably took me around about an hour. If you use a guide, obviously, to help you with the puzzle, it's going to take you a lot quicker, perhaps even half the time. But yeah, so easy. I think the bonus level just starts after the 10th level. There's one for dying the first time. In fact, if you're doing a level wrong, you just press Y to kill yourself and restart the level. And that was how I got that achievement, because I'd messed up on a level. I needed to start again. But there's one for just finishing the first level, jumping on an enemy. Honestly, so easy. Yeah, without a guide, about an hour. Use a guide, half the time easily, maybe even less. Super easy, that one. 50 years. Now, I would suggest using the guide for this one. It's kind of 50 years. You move through the years, and occasionally you'll get enemies, but you have to build buildings to be able to employ more people for your army and things like that. I would just watch a quick guide on this one first, just to make sure that you can get everything done in one run without fuss. So use a guide on this one, about half an hour. Again, get the job done. I can't remember which channel I used. I think it might have been Cheevo Guides for that one. Okay, definitely use Cheevo Guides for this one. Vera Blanc, Full Moon. Without guide, this one will be tough and take forever to work out, because there are certain dialogue options you have to pick, and you have to go to certain parts of the town on this map, and some parts won't appear until you've done this. Use the guide from Cheevo Guides, definitely on this one. I think it's in my playlist of of guides I've used with 100% success and can vouch for, so you can find that in there. Whatever the runtime of that guide is, can't remember. It's a super guide. I think half out of 45 minutes using that guide, I got the job done. So yeah, nice easy one, that one. It's another Ratalaika game, interactive story / visual novel. This one is super easy, super easy. 1000G, easily in less than half an hour. The only thing that you will need to be aware of is that you can't just quit out. If you quit out of a level without dying, nothing registers. So you actually need to die in order for any snakes you've killed and any chests you've opened to respawn. There's great spots. I think, I can't remember if it's the third or fourth level, where you open one chest, kill one snake, you go down, go across to the right, and then go down, and you go in between two chests, one to the left of you, one to the right of you. You open the left one, you open the right one, you go up, and the snake kills you, restart the level, and that's how you farm out the chest ones. Then I found myself, I got past that level, and there was like 6 snakes in the next level, so I'd kill 4 or 5 of them and let the last one kill me, and then I just basically smashed out all the kill snakes achievements in that game. All the achievements are killing snakes and opening chests. All of them. Under half an hour, easily, if you just farm it out on easy levels near the beginning. Okay, next up, Micetopia. I did use the guide from cheevo guides on this one, definitely, and it was a great guide, bang on guide. He even went to the trouble of making like sort of breakdowns of the maps, showing you where you needed to go, then before actually showing you gameplay footage of where you need to go. It is an absolutely brilliant guide, and in fact I would definitely link that in the description of this video, and it should be in that guides playlist. If it isn't, I will make sure as soon as I finish recording this, because it is brilliant. I think the guide runtime is about half an hour. It is, I say, it's bang on. I always say if you're following a guide and you need to pause a lot, then double it for allowance. I must admit, as bang on as the guide was, I really struggled with that last level. I kept dying before getting to Aunt Rose, and it added far much more time to this game than it should have done. So I probably ended up taking about an hour and a half when I should have done it in under an hour. But you follow that guide, do the last level better than I did, and you can get the job done in under an hour. Epic guide, probably one of the best guides I have seen this year, to be honest with you. Well explained, and those extra bits of map detailing, bang on fella, bang on. Right, get over here. This is a very new game that has been released. Obviously, it's a little bit of a pun there on Scorpion. Just trying to remember it. Yes, do you know what? After I'd used the Micetopia guide from cheevo guides, I saw they'd done a guide on this, and it is brilliant setup for how to get all of the achievements in this game super fast as well. But you will need 4 controllers, I believe. Yeah, because you want to set up the triple kill. You want to make that scoreline in the soccer mode, and do other stuff as well. Triple kill and double kill don't stack. Yeah, you go into this tournament mode and you set it up in a manner which only has the achievements related to certain power-ups that you need as well. He explains it well in that guide as well. So yeah, I'll try and link the video in the description of this video as well for this guide. But be aware, you will need 4 controllers. Obviously, I played on my Series X. I used my Series X controller for me, and I was lucky I had 3 Xbox One controllers, which obviously are compatible with the Series X. So I was able to use the 4 controllers thing. The only thing that then takes a bit of time is play on tournament mode. It is a mode where you have to play 5 rounds, and the 5 rounds are finished. Once the 5 rounds are finished, then the achievement will unlock, but they are randomly generated by the computer, so you don't know which ones you're going to get. It could be who has the most kills in 5 minutes. But, you know, you can actually just put the controller down and let the computer just finish you off and not worry about winning yourself if you just want to get the achievement. You don't really want to play it. But yeah, it was a bang-on guide, under an hour easily, that one. Under an hour. I think it took me around about 45 minutes using that guide and 4 controllers. Aborgenius, another one which I didn't have, a 2000 Gamerscore game that can take half an hour as well. There is a trick that you'll need to do with regards to getting some of the upgrades, because you can only get enough to fully upgrade 2 of your power-ups, and you'll need to upgrade all 6 things during the game as well. A little bit of a checkpoint trick, and again, I use cheevo guides again for this one. They're doing well out of me this month. And it that was where I learnt about setting it up to do the checkpoint trick. But apart from needing to learn the checkpoint trick, you can play through the game 4 or 5 times if you really want. It doesn't take long to do a complete run through, probably about half an hour. The rest of it will just come along the way. So just learn that little trick with using the checkpoint to your advantage, and you'll be away. Honestly, half an hour, definitely under an hour. But you're gonna have to use that trick. Otherwise, you'll take probably about an hour and a half because you'll have to do 3 runs. But not difficult at all. Okay, above that, another 2000G game, which I didn't have Eddie for coming into this month. And yeah, really, really easy. You play as this cat. You have to finish the first 7 levels to basically get them all. And you'll see why. Everything is just pretty much progressional. Climb a ladder, jump on a mushroom spring, jump over the first fish. You have passed the first level. There you go. You've got all that for doing the first level. The first level takes seconds and it's not difficult. Get over the platform, jump on a frog, you pass the second level. So that stuff happened in the second level. Then you move the block, then you pass the third level. So you've got to move the block in the third level. You have to get through it. Get across the first waterfall, drop the block, and then pass the fourth level. So you have to do all that to finish the 4th level. Get on the longest platform, that is that level. Sit down on the longest platform, pass the tunnel on the longest platform, which basically is a double achievement for finishing the 5th level. Why these are not 100%, I don't know. It's not hard. Pick up any weapon, jump from one. You have to do that to finish the 6th level. There you go, finish the 6th level. I think the 7th level I took a few attempts at. The only thing is, if you do die, you have to start right from the beginning every time. It's not got checkpoints, but at the same time, the levels are short. So in the 7th level, you have to kill a spider, you have to destroy the web, and you have to overcome the spider pit. That will unlock before you even finish the 7th level. Then you finish the 7th level, the game does carry on, but you've got your full 2000G if you want to move on from it there. Honestly, took me less than half an hour. Might even have taken me around about half an hour because I died a few times. I don't know. Not hard at all. 2000 Gamerscore in no time whatsoever. Let's bring up cheevo guides again. Dark Grim, whatever that word there says. Apparently this game was a tough completion, but then the devs changed it and updated it to an easy completion. And the guide that cheevo guides uses, this game can be done in 5 minutes if you follow it along without pausing. So maybe 10 minutes if you need to pause, or even 15 because I paused multiple times to make sure I was doing things right. Honestly, that guide is bang on. I will make sure that is in my playlist of guides I've used and try to link it in the description as well. Reactor X. Brilliant. 2 minutes. The things in this, it's ridiculous. This is just buying Gamerscore. Read the hint on the first level. Walk over the question mark. Push the reactor forward. Pull the reactor backwards. You have to hold X if you want to pull it backwards. Power up. So the idea of the game is you move them blocks onto a grid which you need to light up, and every time you light up an energy block, that counts as 1. So power up 1 or more, 5. Read the hint on the second level. Again, walk over the question mark on the second level. Power up 10 or more energy blocks, 15, then 20. And do you know what? I actually beat the 3rd level and forgot to walk over the question mark. And I was playing the 4th level, and the 4th level then got tricky. And I was like, is this where it takes a bit of time? And then I popped into the achievements, read the hint on the 3rd level. What an idiot. So I backed out, level select, 3rd level, walked over the question mark, job done. So what could have been a 2 minute completion inconveniently took me about 5 because of my own mistake. So yeah, it can be done in 2 minutes. It is buying Gamerscore, this one, which is a shame because the puzzle game actually looks a bit fun. Does look a bit fun. So I might even play that for fun at some point. 112 seed. You have to get up to a certain level in this one, and it's level 30. I think it took me about half hour. You can use guides, maybe 45 minutes. I decided not to use a guide, and I was able to get through all 30 levels without using one. Yeah, really easy. Fun game as well. You obviously play this little character here. You have to push blocks around and in order to help you jump up things. But you also have to push water into dirt on the ground, which is in specifically selected spots. Press B to dive in it, and you make a plant out of it, and then you can use the plant to climb up as well. A few elements get added in, like there's water from a great height, which you need to then sort of get down in stages so that it doesn't splash on the floor, and then not be able to use where you need it to use. Just things like that. But half hour, 45 minutes with that, and that was without a guide. So yeah, if you want to use a guide, about half hour because you'll need to follow the guide, maybe pause it occasionally. Not tough at all. Not tough at all. Loads of easy completions this month. BFF or Die. This one, yeah, it has one missable achievement, but then again, it's only missable because you can't do the level twice without progressing onwards. So, complete 10 zones or 10 levels, and then you'll get all the achievements along the way, basically. High five 10 times. At the end of every level, you high five. Complete 10 zones, complete 10 levels. Time shifted back to the space base 3 times. You can't just go back manually. The game boots you out through, and you then just have to go in and start from whatever level you got to for some reason. So, yeah, you can't back up to the menu. That will happen naturally 3 times on your way to completing up to level 10. And then just other things. If you want to do one playthrough, just remember to die 10 times. I was aware of this achievement and I got to about level 7. I thought, hang on a minute, I haven't died 10 times yet. So I purposely kept walking into mummies once they were a thing within levels. Must have been level 8 because I got completed zone 7 below that. There we go. Yep, the drone launcher will be something you can use from a certain point. Just make sure you keep pressing A basically until that unlocks. That will be available in the 10th zone. So if you haven't done it by then, at least you know that's there. Died 5 times. That probably happened naturally because the levels start getting a bit trickier then. Saw 6 movement hazards on screen at the same time. Just, yeah, all of this just happened naturally without play. Use the grabber. That happens early on at about level 3 or 4. The grabber is the thing that you will need to use in level 5. There's 2 achievements tied to level 5. One for completing the level, hitting all the switches, I think. Yeah, complete the zone 5 and touch all the floor buttons. And then there's one for doing it without as well. Use the crane to your advantage and drop the mummies in sections where they both can't get out and get you and can't hit a switch. And then just drop yourself into the area with the switch, but don't touch the switch. Use the crane to pick yourself up into the next one. In fact, that little thumbnail there is perfect. Those 2 switches in the middle are the switches that you need to avoid. So you can move all the mummies into the section behind it. Then they can't get to you or can't inadvertently walk over a switch. And then you can just drop yourself in the section, pick up the orbs in the section, pick yourself up, drop yourself in the next section with the switch, pick up the orbs in that section, and again, just keep moving yourself from section to section, picking up all the orbs, or orbies I think they're called, and there's your last achievement. But there is a level select thing at the main screen, which is a pain in the arse to use. You got sort of arrows, an arrow on your left and your right, which you nudge into to change it, and the thing in the middle you can't read. So I think I actually ended up just level selecting level 1 or 2 and making sure that I knew when level 5 was, because it looks like that thumbnail, so you can't really miss it. But anyway, easy completion, under an hour easy, half hour can be done in. Cheevo guys, another mention for them. Honestly, I came across their channel, and it's been a while since I've been to their channel. I have used them in the past, and yeah, I was just, the amount of guys he's pumping out lately for easy completions, he's quite incredible. So great work, dude. And I used his guide for One Word by Palgy, which is obviously, it's a word search game. Now, there's over 100 puzzles in the game, but apparently about it, you only need to do 32 of the puzzles, and his guide is about half an hour long. It's going from puzzle to puzzle, the ones that you need to do, and then obviously showing you where all the words are. I mean, if you don't use the guide but know which puzzles they are, you can have a bit of fun with it perhaps, but it will take you hours. Use his guide. I was able to follow it without pausing, so it did take me half an hour. But I always think if you're going to pause, pausing a guide just doubles the time that the guide is for you, roughly. So even with pausing, it'll take you about an hour, but I was able to follow the guide and it was bang on. So got the job done in half an hour. And finally, Inferno 2 Plus. Some of this was in November and some of this was in December because I played it past the stroke of midnight. So that's why I've got an achievement today already in my quest to get one every day this year. And I just went into it without really sort of analysing the achievement list too much or analysing how to get the achievements well in one run, and I still got the job done in about an hour. So there's some of these that you'll get easily, collecting X amount of gold, destroy 10 orbs, destroy 1,000 enemies, all this here will just come naturally. I was aware of this because I did have a quick glance at it after playing it for a little bit, so I made sure that I had enough points to upgrade every weapon once before I even started upgrading a weapon. So just be aware that's there. Die 5 times. I decided to farm that out quickly because I wasn't dying at all. So I thought, right, we'll get that one done. Upgrade every missile simultaneously. Same with the weapons. Just be aware that that's a thing. And once all 4 are unlocked, because you have to get up to a certain level and hit a certain thing, which is pretty much unmissable for the missile to become available to you. There are 4 of them. Once all 4 are available, just be aware that's there. Upgrade them all at the same time. Then once you've upgraded them all at the same time and you go in the shop and you've got enough money, you can max out all the missile ammo on all 4, and that will be an achievement. So as you can see, I've pretty much done those together side by side. Apply a double enhancement. In level 6 you'll get the opportunity to add an enhancement. Just make sure when you get to level 16, I had to read the true achievement guide on this, I'm not that good. When you get to level 16, make sure you apply the enhancement to the same item, so you get a double enhancement. Don't be tempted to apply it to one of the other 3. Whatever you applied it to before on level 6, apply it to the same thing at level 16. When you've got enough money, hopefully you can maximise the upgrades on a weapon. So pick one weapon, the weapon you like, and use all your points on that one, and then that will get to that achievement for you. Destroy 25 shielded enemies. They pop quite later into the game. I think it was around about level 17 or 18. They're ones that can't be killed with regular fire. You have to have missiles to kill them. There will be quite a few of them. So when you get to the point of they start appearing, just make sure you kind of sort of allocate your ammo a little bit wiser than just using it all the time, because, you know, enemies. Use a power 5 times. Once you get a power, that's simply just pulling the left trigger. I was getting on with the game so easily that I nearly forgot to do this one. So yeah, I suddenly remembered it was a thing and just remembered to pull the left trigger a couple of times once it refreshed. So just 5 levels in a row. Make sure you do it once after you've got the ability to use a power. Complete level 20. That's a boss level. It's not hard at all. Achievement that I missed was complete 1 secret level. I could see one in a very late level, but couldn't work out how to get to it. So true achievements. You looked up the guide for that achievement. It said there's an easy one to find on level 7, where if you get to where it is, there's actually a gap in the wall that you can't see. You can go through it and into the secret level. Once you've completed the secret level, which pretty much you can't fail, it's just getting as many power-ups as you can, really, that achievement will unlock. And it's not a tough 1000G at all. It took, I'd say it took me, well, I was going to look at the stats, but it'll be unfair because I did have a break, sort of half hour in the middle, so there'll be an extra half an hour on it. If my time is there, it is not. Actual play time, around about 1 hour. It would have probably been quicker if I didn't have to find the easier secret level by starting the game again and getting to level 7. But the first few levels on it, blasted through, not tough at all. So that is my... this one really could have done with 2 parts. So, but I only did 1 part at the end of the month now. So a bumper month for me. 22 completions from 0, getting another 1000G out of 2 more games, which had 1000G added to it, where I already had the original 1000G. Could say 24 completions in a month. 24 completions I spoke about. Loads of them are easy, super quick. Couple of them are tricky. But yeah, 29,580. That puts my overall gamer score on 586,025, 586,025, and I would like to get to 600k by the end of the year. So that's why I made a push right towards the end of November there, in order to make sure that happens, and I'm quietly confident it will do. We've got a few easy completions in my mind. There's always going to be a couple of more Out of Like games released and a couple of other things released. Keeping an eye on my achievement channels more than ever, and I want to get to that 600,000 mark by the end of the year. And I've already decided that in January 2021 we're going to have a 360 month, where pretty much, if not all of my gamer score in January 2021 will be 360, and we'll start working on this backlog that I've got, because I'm going for a full Xbox 360 set. As many of you may know, if you are regular viewers to the channel, I watch my pickup videos as well. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, this was always going to be a long one, and we're touching about 40 minutes, I think. So it's fine. I can't believe I've actually done it that quick, to be honest with you. It's finally time for me to say thank you very much for watching. If you do have any questions about any games, by the way, any games at all, please in the comment section below of this video here, and I will do my best to answer your questions. I do reply to all comments anyway. Anything below, I will get round to it, promise you. So that just does finally leave me to say thank you very much indeed for watching. Hope you got loads of Gamerscore out of this video, and as always, please do take care.